Hey, so we're thinking about values. Values are the things that give our life meaning. If we're in a good space, then we're aligned to our values and it's easier to make decisions, choices, goals in our life because we've identified what's important. That's what values are all about. It's what's important in our lives. How do we want to be? How do we want to live? So it's not so much about what we're achieving or what we're getting. It's about our being and making sure that we are going in the right direction according to what's important to us. Really useful to recognize that values change. They change at various stages in our life. It could be that at a certain stage in our life, our top values are about career, about achievement. At other stages, maybe it's about family, community, and so on. It's fine. There are no rights or wrongs about values. But also thinking about our own values often gives us insights into kind of difficulties with other people. Because guess what? Although there are some universal values, people differ in how important they are to them. So it's a useful tool in general life, but it's a really good one to clue into if you're at the stage of making decisions, getting a direction, thinking about what goals you want to set. So having said they're important, having said they change, it's really useful to regularly check in. Regularly means whatever it means to you. I wouldn't say it's an everyday thing, but it is something that's useful to sit down and do a little touch base. How am I with my values? Have I gone off course a little bit? Because life is busy and it takes us off in different directions. Is there something going on where my value is actually being transgressed? And that's probably making me feel pretty frustrated and annoyed. So it's good to just do a check-in. And remembering that it doesn't mean we have to change a whole host of things. Sometimes it's about then making a tweak around our behaviors, our habits that can make a difference. So what can you do to identify your values? Well, there are some fun ways of doing it. Frankly, one of the things you can do is think, wow, if I had unlimited money, if all of a sudden I came into some lottery win or inheritance or whatever, how would I spend it? What would I do with it? And the way that we choose to spend a resource like money indicates something about what's important to us. Similarly, you could do it about time. If I had unlimited time to do anything, where would I put my energies and my attentions? And that again will show up things that are important to you. Often we need to come to our values through different directions. Thinking, for instance, who you admire, who you look up to, and why. That's the important thing. What is it about them? Doesn't mean you want to be them, but what is it about them that indicates something that's important to you? Another way sometimes I do it is to say, think about just a really lovely time that you spent, whether that be a period of time or just a little slice of time. What were you doing? Who was around you? Why was it great? And that can also indicate something of your values. So different ways of coming towards the value identification process. And then there are some journaling things, actually writing around some of the things that are important to you can really reveal some of the key values that you want to incorporate in your life. So thinking about, what do you want to stand for? What do you want people to see in the way that you live? If you could choose to look back on a period of your life, what would you want to see yourself doing and being and how you were behaving? So some really good kind of visualization ways of looking at values. And I'm going to do another video a bit later that would help you with that. But in the meantime, use some journaling, use some writing to come to that thing of what is really important to me. And of course, there will be many, many things that are important to you. You're a unique and rich being. And within that, there will be some deal breakers. There'll be, you know, 6, 7, 8 things that are so important to you that it gives you a great indication of how you would want to move forward. And remember, moving forward can be about tweaks to your behavior, small things. If your value is health, it could be making sure you have a walk, you know, look into your nutrition, having a bottle of water by you all the time, so on. If your value is around achievement, career progression, it could be, you know, looking out for ways to network, asking people some questions around what opportunities there might be, looking for voluntary opportunities, starting to look at new jobs and things like that. So it can be tweaks, or it can be about setting goals. And that's another level that we're going to look at a later stage. I really advise you to do this stuff about values and to make it fun. I think that's important too. So best wishes, setting values, and we'll come again together to explore it a bit further.